Docker MCP. Turn GPT into a real DevOps assistant. Slack, GitHub, Stripe. Let me guess. You've poked at GPT or Claude. Maybe you wired up a small chatbot over a weekend. And it tells you, I would sound familiar? AI is starting to act. That excuse is on its way out. This post is about how language models went from talking to actually acting. 3 things made it happen: agents, MCP, and Docker. They got hands, basically, not literal ones. What I mean is agents, small programs that let a model reach out and touch real tools, like sending a Slack message, checking a Stripe payment, opening a pull request on GitHub. No magic, just plumbing. The piece tying it together is MCP, the Model Context Protocol. It hands models a consistent, secure way to reach APIs, databases, and cloud services. Let's start with the pain. First, some history. Why was any of this hard to begin with? Models have always been good at advice. It can write code, fix bugs, even generate song lyrics, and it stares back, metaphorically. Then, I'd love to, but I just generate words. Honestly, fair. The logic was there. The reasoning was solid. But action? That was outside the job description. So people built a workaround, hand the model tools, wrapped in tiny helpers called agents. So what's MCP? So what is MCP actually? And why does it carry so much weight here? MCP gives the whole thing structure. The model thinks. The agent acts. And MCP is the cable that connects the brain to the hands. Here's how it works, step by step. 1. 2. The host passes that to the right agent, called an MCP server. 3. The server does the thing, sends the message, makes the API call. 4. The result goes back to the model and it wraps up its reply. Clean loop. The early days were not clean at all. The old way was a headache. Nobody misses the old way. I'll remind you anyway. You had to manually spin up MCP servers, deal with different stacks, Python, Node, Chromium, all arguing with each other, store API keys in plain JSON, a security team's nightmare. Need more than one agent? Welcome to YAML files, container logs, and a creeping sense of dread. You wanted to check a Stripe payment. Somehow you ended up in a Kubernetes support group. And then came Docker. Docker is where this turns. It made MCP agents easy to launch, safe to isolate, and far less painful to manage. Picture it this way. Your AI gets hands, and Docker hands those hands a pair of gloves. Clean, contained, controlled. So what does that mean for you? Each agent runs in its own container. It only sees what you allow. No mess on your system, no version conflicts. Browse the full Docker MCP toolkit, then go look at the MCP servers on Docker Hub. Over 100 officially supported tools sit there, ready to launch in seconds. And it gets better. Docker Desktop ships the MCP toolkit now, with over 100 ready-to-use agents pulled straight from Docker Hub. Want to run one? 3 steps. 1. Pick one. 2. Docker spins up a container. 3. And the agent starts listening for model commands. Done. No command line gymnastics. No weeping over config files. Fixing the duplicate agent problem. Here's another old annoyance. Several apps would each try to spin up the same agent again and again. Which got you? Duplicate containers, double the tokens, wasted bandwidth, and way more complexity than necessary. These days, one agent, one container. Multiple clients can use it. No duplication. No drama. But is it safe? This is a lot of power. So is it safe? It is. And the reason is the boundary. Agents run inside isolated Docker containers. So they can only see what you explicitly share. They don't mess with your core system. They can't reach places they're not supposed to. Docker draws those lines by default. You can tear them down with privileged or by mounting the Docker socket. Unless you enjoy living dangerously, don't. Keep the defaults. Use verified agents. So who's this for? Who gets the most out of this? If you're using GPT, Claude, or Copilot and want them to do stuff, not just talk about it, working in DevOps, and tired of writing the same glue code over and over. A product manager who wants AI plugged into GitHub, Jira, Stripe, or Slack in minutes, not hours. then yes, this is for you. What you get: an agent running in just a few clicks, built-in safety and isolation. And if you need to scale, just add more agents. That's it. Bottom line, the model doesn't only think now, it acts. Pair MCP plus Docker and it acts fast, safely, and at scale. So if you want to give your model real-world reach, this is how you do it. No hacky scripts, just agents that work, from prompt to production. Clean, safe. Welcome to the agent-powered era, my friends. Thank you for reading. Don't forget to check out the video version for additional insights and visuals.